Welcome to Step Beyond Shelter, a newly completed project owned by BC Housing and operated by Community Connection Society of Southeast BC, located right next to our main office. In this vestibule, we do an initial intake before admitting clients, including a security check with a wand. Any weapons, including tools that could be used as weapons, are taken and locked up in the office. If we find any illegal weapons, we do call the RCMP. Here at our reception area, there's an office for orientations. These are the main washrooms, one for men and one for women. You'll notice this one, the men's, is larger because we do expect a larger population of men. The stats show there are more men living rough in our community. Here is the women's washroom. At this station, we will have a large screen displaying the day's schedule and reminders. On the desk, we will have a laptop for client use. Here's the manager's office. Through here, we have the health room, which will be used by Interior Health for checkups, wound care, and administering medications. The room is also available to clients to use intravenous substances. We are a low barrier program, meaning folks don't have to be clean to stay here and are allowed to use substances in designated areas. This is the main sleeping area. Each cubicle has a bed, reading light, side table, and 2 under the bed totes. We have 32 beds in this main area. There is no maximum stay. We know there may not be anywhere else to go, so the last thing we want to do is let someone back on the street. However, if our staff find shelter for a client and the client refuses the housing option twice, they will not be given a bed again. There is a curfew of 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., and sleeping areas will be generally kept quiet. Socializing can be done in any of the other areas. Getting good sleep and food is essential for helping these folks step beyond shelter. This is a supportive wellness model. Over here, we have lockers, 1 locker for each person in the main sleeping area, corresponding with the number of their bed. Down this long hallway, Active Cranbrook has installed mobility stations with instructions on the walls and decals on the floor. Off the main hallway is the laundry room for client use. And here is the washroom designated for the vulnerable population to use, and it is locking. Over here is the quiet area with soft furniture and a cupboard with mindfulness-focused activities like fidget toys and calming lights. Although we are not a mental health institution, we will have clients with diverse needs and want to provide spaces that are comfortable and calming for any clients who need it. Over here, there is a water bottle refill station, and across is the TV room where we will host movie nights and is available through the day as well. In this large open area is where clients will eat their 3 meals a day. They are welcome to use the tables throughout the day as well. 3 meals per day are for shelter residents only. There will be no drop-in services at this shelter. Here is another Active Cranbrook activity station. Off the dining hall is the main door for the yard. This gravel ramp will soon be replaced with a long cement ramp with railing for better accessibility. Over here is the space where community partners can meet with residents. Priority will be given to Ktunaxa elders and other supporting First Nations and Métis. In the far corner, we have another section with 8 beds for our vulnerable population, which will usually be women. The 32 beds in the main area are not strictly for males. Options for bed placement will be discussed for each individual at intake. Here are the 8 lockers for each resident in the vulnerable population. Through the back of the dining hall is the kitchen where all the meals will be prepared and be served. At the back of the shelter is a multi-purpose room where we can host group activities or workshops and use for any number of other purposes. Our staff washroom is right off this area. Here is the secondary door into the backyard, which will only be opened when the multi-purpose room is in use. There's grass and a few benches, an area for smokers, and another area for inhaling other substances, which will have proper ventilation. Backyard will be monitored at all times.